incredible. Yeah, came for the dollars, call it vegetable. Then I did the dash, can I catch me, bro? Ooh, then I did the dash, can I catch me, whoa? Your whole team is no competition. Boy, I did it by myself, it's a solo mission. Running up the charts, I'm a fool, dog. Turn the whole field to a schoolyard. Bunch of students ain't eating round here. I'm the GOAT, little man, and I made it loud and clear. Put the gas on them like I whipped the Cavalier. Show no love, got the confidence, no fear. I use a dub, I'm a win.
Today, from Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, it's a special Halloween presentation of the NFL on EA Sports.
Both of these teams about to reach the halfway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28.
Hines on the return. The Colts take over 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
They'll throw on 1st down with Hurts. A good throw here, finding Pascal. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
Holding offense. What's the deal, y'all?
So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
A 1st down run, not going to get them a whole lot. Maybe a yard. Yeah, it looks like just 1 yard there. So that'll bring up 2nd and 9.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20-point score. You give yourself your best chance to win.
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. Touchdown, Indianapolis.
Complete to
Andy Isabella, 82 yards. And the Colts are going to take a first-quarter lead.
If you didn't know it, it won't surprise you to find out that this team leads the league in scoring. They've been a quick strike team all season long. There's another example. They did it again. This offensive coordinator, right now you can write his ticket towards being a head coach. He's advanced in the ways of offense.
Sanchez now, he'll kick it away following the touchdown. Taken about 7 yards deep. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
Cam going to bring the Patriots up now, 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Sony Michel, his first carry. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did it.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
Cam Newton sacked.
2 plays so far, a run and a pass attempt, and both have gone backwards.
Probably not how they drew that up.
Not at all.
Looking for a better play coming up on 3rd. And this is caught, but I don't think he stayed in bounds. No, he didn't. It's incomplete. The throw took him past the boundary, and it's 4th.
Certainly appeared to take away his first read, and by the time he tried to look elsewhere and find an open target, the coverage was too good. That one falls incomplete.
It's fielded at the 45. A good return there, 17 yards. And the Colts are set up well as they take over 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. Second drive coming up here for the Indianapolis Colts. They'll be looking to duplicate that first drive, the one that got them that 7-0 lead.
Of course they would. I mean, look, they're on the road. So getting the 7-0 lead was huge for them, right? Imagine getting up 2 touchdowns on the road, taking the crowd out of the game. It'd be ideal.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4.
2nd and 4 at the 33-yard line.
From the gun, it's Hurts. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by Jonathan Jones. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20.
At their own 19-yard line.
They begin with Michel on the ground. And they'll blow that one up back at the 16-yard line. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. From the gun, here's Newton. And Josh Hill has it. And he almost gets this to the 30, taken down about a yard shy. A gain of 13. It's a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 29-yard line.
Now a 1st down carry. It's Michel. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Loss of 2. Brings up 2nd and 12 at the 27-yard line.
On 2nd and 12, Newton. And some room to work. And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Colts TD. Now remember, this is the #1 defense in the National Football League. There's a good example of why.
Shows that they set an aggressive tone, not just stopping the run, not just getting after the quarterback, but the ball's in the air. They treat it like they're the receivers, and they went after that one and took it all the way.
And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Fielded in the end zone. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25.
At their own 25-yard.
Cam Newton and the Patriots set to go again on offense. And now, Charles, this becomes a pretty important second drive for them. They're already down a pair of scores here in the first quarter.
As you noted, they're down 2 scores, and to me, they're down a possession or a service break if this were tennis, right? Because they just gave one up. Only their second drive now. Run their offense, try and get back into the game that way, and then look for some help from their defense.
Trying to forget about that pick six last time out. Now this one over the middle into the hands of his tight end, complete. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. 3 catches now this afternoon, the same number he had all of last week. Also, it's a first down.
1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
They'll run on first down. Michel, and he'll get this out past the 45 to the 47. The numbers a week ago for Michel. 16 carries, 53 yards.
And, partner, I thought it was a lot of fun for us to be able to sit in on their film session with the offensive line. We saw how they blocked it up last week to pretty good success, and we see what their game plan is for this week. They expect that defensive front to be someone they can move.
Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here. 3rd and 5. And for the Colts, an extra defensive back in there now on 3rd down. Here's Newton. The Colts are going to get him. Down he goes.
Cam Newton sacked.
He's the NFL sack leader coming into the game, and now that's 2 more that he's added to his total.
He wants some separation from spot 1 and 2 in that sack category. And the punter Bailey on now as he sends this one away. It's a 41-yard punt, but just a net of 31 following the run back. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. So here are the Colts to take over. They've won 2 straight, and they lead this one as well as they come up on 1st and 10. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked up by J.C. Jackson. And a super return as he gets us all the way down inside the 25-yard line. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
On 2nd down, Michel. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down.
And 8.
Throwing on 3rd down, Newton. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Tack McKinley. He's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
Well, it's about how teams are so competitively matched, and you just want to make those plays that give you an advantage. How about right here? The difference between letting them score a touchdown versus holding them to a field goal, that's absolutely huge with the play he just made.
And you know he hated taking the loss there on 3rd down. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. It's what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
Well, that holding call set him up with not great field position.
Not at all when you tack on the penalty. With that field position after the return wasn't terrific, it's not a great starting field position as well.
And he'll lose yardage here, back to the 15. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. After one, a 14-3 ball game.
14. Patriots 3.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. He's got his target. That's Zach Pascal. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. A big gainer there on the catch and run, 37 yards.
That was awfully nice. Hit him in stride, and off he went. It was almost like the ball hitting him was like him receiving a baton, and he was running the anchor leg in a relay race.
1st and 10, Taylor now. They find some open field here. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. It's a gain of 35.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. His throw caught at about the 5. And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown. Zach Pascal, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Colts, they add on to their advantage.
The catch and the touchdown, they were the end result of a terrific route run by the receiver.
Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead is up to 18 now.
Rigoberto Sanchez to kick off for Indiana.
Sanchez now, he'll kick it away following the touchdown. This is Gibson. And he won't quite make it to the 25.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard.
Time for our players spotlight, and it focuses in here on Cam Newton. And I guess the question, Charles, is what's the formula for keeping him better protected? Because as we see, the protection, it struggled.
And normally what you get is renewed determination. When the big guy gets hit, that usually sparks people. Hey, we can't let this happen anymore. They take it personally. He's not supposed to be on the ground, but that hasn't been the case so far in this game. So maybe they've got to figure out how do they get rid of the ball faster to help out the offensive line so he doesn't get hit as much.
And we'll see if they can keep him off the ground now going forward. Newton and the Patriots with a 1st and 10 at their own 24. And he'll hand this to Michel to get things started. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 23-yard line.
On 2nd and 11 now. Newton, Cam fighting. He lost the football. It's out. And the Colts pick it up. And they are going to score on the fumble return. Touchdown, Indianapolis. This first half has been a nightmare for that offense. Defense just dominating them.
And when you're picking up the ball, picking up their mistakes, and taking it the other way and putting it in the end zone, that's a defense's dream. They're having That type of a game.
Everything that can go wrong has gone wrong for this offensive unit. Blankenship out for the point after. And they open the lead up now to 25 points. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way, the fumble return for a touchdown. And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kicks away following that fumble return. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20.
First and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
New England trying to get a place on offense. And that last possession, really a gut punch. You seemingly had it working. You were in the midst of a very strong drive. Then suddenly the fumble. And you're watching the back of a defender's jersey as he brings it all the way in the other direction.
There's not much more I can add to that. I thought you summarized it perfectly, partner. You just got to regroup and start putting another drive together. That's all you can do.
Brings up 2nd and 8.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Newton. That's to his running back, Sony Michel. And this one will go to the 28-yard line.
To Sony Michel.
New England on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This time they face a 3rd and 2. A shotgun snap for Newton. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
Normally being a big-bodied receiver plays to their advantage downfield. Go up and make the catch, take the hit, and pick up yardage. But in this case, the hit was timed really well and popped it free from his grasp.
We'll call that a 49-yard punt with a return of just 2. And that will come the offense as they take over. Now Jonathan Taylor and the Colts offense retakes center stage. He's over 40 yards here in the second quarter. Been nice and effective for them, hasn't he?
He has definitely been dependable and really shouldn't underestimate what he's getting done here, because anytime you're on a pace that's going to approach 100 yards, you've really done some damage in an NFL game.
And now he's looking just to add to his totals.
That's all
and
you
he'll
got.
get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Marlon Mack, 78 yards, as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Well called, well blocked, and then he just made a great play. That was an athlete going a long way.
Yeah, how about the suddenness, too, of just getting there and taking off and going? For the defensive guys, plays like that really hurt.
Sanchez to kick off for Indianapolis.
Sanchez now, he'll kick it away following the touchdown. This is Gibson. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line.
1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
Offense marching back onto the field, and our focus shifts here to Sony Michel. He's had a good chunk of carries. Problem is for very little success. I don't want to put it all on his shoulders, but that's a big reason they're losing right now.
Have to be very careful that he doesn't start pointing fingers. Offensive line obviously trying. The defense is doing a nice job against him today. When it's all said and done, it's all about the guy in the mirror. He has to get it done better going forward.
See if he can look and do some soul searching now.
And how about that, partner? That happened in a hurry. Sudden, explosive, gets into the backfield and spills through.
And he'll be brought down by the Colts.
Cam Newton sacked.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been under constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And he's going to be brought down. Back at his own 6-yard line.
And starting to wonder if this offensive line just simply doesn't like him. I mean, they've given up 6 sacks in this game. He's had nowhere to go, nowhere to run, and obviously nowhere to hide.
And all those sacks in the first half, this is just complete domination. It's a 45-yard punt, then 8 on the return. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. Here comes the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over. And they hit the home run last drive. One play on the ground all the way to the house. Now the defense, maybe they're expecting a run here.
Partner, I love your description because when we talk about hitting the home run, we're usually thinking about a passing play, aren't we? Something in the air, deep ball. But how about them just taking it big time, John? Now if you're coming back out, now they've established this run game. Action pass could very well be open. Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Coming up at halftime, we remind you once again that we're going to check in with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL as we reach now, arguably, the halfway point of the season. Time flying.
It certainly is. Time to get the sweaters out, my man.
And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. And the play goes for 19 yards. Gives him a new set of downs. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. Throwing is Hurts. They'll run the screen with Mack. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Touchdown. Marlon Mack with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the Colts just continue to pour it on. And it's up and good. There are several elements to a well-executed screen pass. This one resulted in a touchdown. It had all of those elements.
Yeah, you're so right, because you really need the rush to almost get to the quarterback, almost get to the passer. Then you've got to get the ball thrown perfectly, whether it's to the running back, the wide receiver, whoever the screen guy is. And, of course, the blocking has to form in front to get him downfield for the touchdown.
Patriots take over 1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
Offense marching back onto the field, and our focus shifts here to Sony Michel. And a lot of times you talk about establishing the ground game. Probably something they need to do more of here, losing in the 2nd quarter.
When you're riding your best horse, you've got to lather him up. The best running backs I've ever talked to, they've all said the exact same thing to me. I'll even break a good sweat until I get to 20 carries.
You're full of good wisdom. Let's see if they can get him into the game more now. Now a 1st down throw for Newton. Completes it right side to Doxson. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. The drive starting with a 1st down, 11 yards on that pickup. From the 32 now. Here's... First and 10. Out of the gun. And it's caught. The tight end Hill. They'll contain. Him to just 4. 2nd down. Throwing again on 2nd down. Newton. The Colts are going to get him. Down he goes. Now the Patriots going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. These guys have punted 4 times already. And they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Operating from the gun. Newton. Under pressure again, and down he goes again.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat... doubt, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
The Patriots send out their punter as he's on for the 5th time here today. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. Taken from just outside the 30. The danger of a punt that good? A 16-yard return. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. Good starting field position for the Colts as they have it 1st and 10 on their side of midfield at the 47. This one caught by Isabella. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 36 yards on the play.
A gain of 36 yards. First down.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Well, why don't we hold off on the halftime update after all? Seems like everyone's ready to go here for the second half in Week 8 in the NFL. The Patriots trailing here, but they will have the football first as the 3rd quarter is underway. Taken in the end zone. And no fireworks to start the half. This will be a touchback. Now comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
At the 23, it's 2nd and 12.
23-yard line.
And he'll be brought down by the Colts. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down.
Check 53 spot. Check 53 spot.
The backup Stidham, his first throw. And he's taken down. Back at his own 7.
I think you saw the same thing that I did there, partner. Remember, he's their backup quarterback, so the last thing they need is to lose another one right here on the sack. Looks like he's going to be okay, though.
Yeah, he looked like he was favoring something in the left leg. Appears to be fine now, but you're right. That O-line, they got to protect him. Taking on the midfield logo. A nice return that time of about 14 yards. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10.
Patriots 36-yard line.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Throwing here to start the drive as they connect left side. It's so close. He gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. An excellent gain, 35 yards. Hurts to the goal line, but it's incomplete. Andy Isabella was the intended target, but it'll be 2nd and goal. Another shot from the 1 on 2nd and goal. This Hurts to throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Andy Isabella, his second touchdown of the game, 17th on the year. And the Colts have got it on cruise control.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his second touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. Sanchez now, he'll kick it away following the touchdown. Fields it in the middle of the end zone. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
Now the Patriot offense set to take over again. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a first down.
Now, 40-yard line.
Well, maybe this offense has learned something from watching their counterparts work. I'm wondering if their coaching staff said, let's do what they've been doing the entire game, because that's worked well. This offense, they have not looked particularly good all game long, but a nice throw there for a good gain and a first down. This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
Again, it's Michelle. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. 12 yards there and a first down.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
On first down, Michelle. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down. Now they'll throw it with Stidham. Rush coming, and he's taken down.
Stidham, sacked.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in third and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
Third and long. It's Stidham. And the pressure gets to him again.
Jarrett Stidham, sacked.
It's been a tough one all game long for this offensive line. They're already down big, and now you know they're just going to come after the quarterback in a big way, don't you?
Man, they just can't get out of their own way right now. It's created an avalanche, and an avalanche is coming right on top of them. It's a 42-yard punt. They keep him to just a yard on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Indy set to go on offense once more. And last time out, another touchdown. And I think there may be some empty seats around here by the time the fourth quarter comes around.
Yeah, I have to agree with you because this one's just about decided. But you know who benefits from all those empty seats? Who? You and me, trying to get to the airport.
That's
the roads will be fairly clear by the time we have to leave the booth.
play clock down to 0, and this is not the way to start a drive.
Offense.
And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves him back 5.
Still first down.
The delay of game backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Hurts sets up to throw it. Got some room at the 30. That's into the hands of Pascal. And finally taken down at the 35-yard line. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. We'll get a report when we return to Foxborough. So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35. They'll run it out of the gun with Mack. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Indianapolis moving the chains there on a gain of 12.
Now this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
On 1st down, they'll stay with Mack on the ground. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19.
The ball carrier.
Demario Davis there on the stop.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here, because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Just a gain of a yard there, and now it'll be 3rd down. And 3rd quarter here, you've got the lead. This is where that strong run game can really benefit you. Stayed in bounds there, kept the clock going.
I like all the points you just made there. And if you throw the football and it's incomplete, now you stop the clock, and you've helped out the guys on the other side of the ball. So keep it in the hands of those runners. Keep moving it. Keep grinding clock.
2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's 4th down.
One of the money routes for any offense, the drag route. So tough to defend, because the receiver can stop at any point and make himself available to the quarterback and get a completion. But I love the communication we saw there. All the defenders pointing out the receiver where he was going, and then they're able to rally to the ball after the catch and stop him short of a 1st down.
So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays that when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
And now out come the Patriots. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
So tough, because we always talk about it being a team game, and you need all 11 working well together. But every now and then, partner, you need that one guy who can make a play against all odds that maybe can ignite things. And I think that's what they're looking for right now.
Yeah, you talk about going to your playmakers. They probably need to do it.
Find someone that you're...
The Colts are going to get him. Down he goes.
Jarrett Stidham, sacked.
Well, there was 2nd long. Now it's 3rd and even longer. They're going in the wrong direction here.
Because they're moving them exactly the way they want to, but you're exactly right. Definitely going in the wrong direction for the offensive guys.
So following the sack, Stidham and the Patriots now looking up at a 3rd and long.
53 to Mike. 53. Check 53.
Now Stidham off play action. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Tack McKinley make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. The Patriots send out their punter as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Back now in Foxborough,
With the score.
and this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. So a change of possession here on the punt.
The Colts take over 1st and 10. the 43.
And now Indianapolis set to take the field. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row. There were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. You know, these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
Historically, this is such a tough, loud venue, but you can hear a pin drop right now. A lot of fans long gone, not used to seeing a lopsided score like this. Another nice gain, 16 yards there and a first down again. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen. And he takes it in for a Colts score. A 3-yard touchdown run. And this offense is running away with this one. As that lead just swells and swells. Look, this has been dominance in all 3 phases, offense, defense, and special teams.
So don't we have to give a lot of credit, not just to what we've seen today, but the preparation in advance, coaching staff, commitment by the players to the game plan, and being ready to go in this one? You're exactly right. Clean sweep. And, boy, they're going to celebrate this one after it's over.
And on the other side, this is the game film you just flush and never go back and review.
At their own 24-yard line.
New England trying to get a place on offense. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 24-yard line.
53, check 53.
Again on 2nd and 10, it's Stidham. That one complete to Hill. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. New England on 3rd down. Can you believe it? 0 for 9 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. From the gun, it's Stidham. And that will be incomplete.
Stidham's pass. Incomplete. Sets up 4th down.
What we just saw there, that's really been a common theme all afternoon.
A lot of pressure. That forced the errant pass. He's been under duress this entire afternoon. He just had to unload that one. He's fortunate it was just incomplete and not intercepted.
The Patriots send out their punter as he'll come on to kick this one away. 44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. That'll be a 48-yard punt, 1 yard on the return.
The Colts take over 1st and
The Colts now, their offense works their way back onto the field. They've got a chance now to put this game away following that last defensive stop and punt. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Limited running room as he'll get about 3 to the 21.
Taylor, the ball carrier.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game.
And nothing but daylight ahead.
Ooh, he's running, he's
Touchdown,
running.
Indianapolis.
Taylor, the ball carrier.
Jonathan Taylor, 79 yards, as his guys continue to pour it on. So another score there. Often you talk about the 3 phases of the game: defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a 4th phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
They are looking strong here in the 4th quarter. This is Gibson. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21.
At their own 21-yard line.
The Patriots ready to try again on offense. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
On first down, Stidham. And that's incomplete. J.J. Taylor, the intended target, out of the backfield. But it's going to be second down. From the 21, it's second and 10.
At the 21-yard line.
Stidham from the shotgun. And that one goes incomplete. He's maybe lucky it wasn't a fumble as he got hit as he threw it. New England on third down. An almost unimaginable 0 for 10 thus far. This is third and 10. Out of the gun, Stidham. Open man is Hill. He's got it. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, hoping he can break some tackles, a big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get into that big frame and hope he can scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
The Patriots send out their punter as he's on to kick it away. This is taken at the 18. It's a 49-yard punt, but subtract 9 there for the return.
First and 10.
Here comes the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over. They're looking at a third straight win here if they can hold on. They begin the drive on the ground with Mack. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, second and 2.
Demario Davis on the tackle. It's a gain of 8. Brings up second and 2 at the 35-yard line.
8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's second and a couple.
Come on. Line 54.
Off the play fake. Here's Hurts sliding out of the pocket. He's going to take off with it. When in doubt, do it yourself as he keeps it for 3 and a first down.
Looks to me, partner, like he's learned a little bit because earlier in the game, I think he was trying to force a lot of throws into some windows that just weren't open.
Yeah, the interceptions had plagued him, especially a second interception, really a bad throw. So maybe a better decision there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think he learned from earlier in the game, and he's applying it now.
Going up top. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off by Patrick Chung. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line.
Intercepted.
Now they get a fourth quarter pick. A little something to hang their hat on, I guess.
Okay, so let's face it, though. Who's happy about this play? Fantasy guys, right?
Yeah.
The analytics will tell you one thing or another. That's a bad play on one hand, a good play on the other, but it's all about the fantasy points here.
Yeah, because this ball game is over. Stidham going to lead the Pats up first and 10 at the 34. After the interception, here's Stidham. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. Anunwa, the intended target. And that'll bring up second down.
It's second down.
From the 34, they'll come to the line on second and 10. Now it's Stidham. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. He was looking for Quincy Enunwa that time, but now it'll be third down. New England on third down. The struggle has been real. They have had ample opportunities. They've yet to cash one in. This is third and 10. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
Patriots.
On fourth down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. This is taken at about the 14. A nice work on the return as he gets about 15 yards back.
Over first and 10.
Indy set to go on offense once more. The outcome of this one, well, we know who's going to win it. It's just all window dressing at this point. Got me thinking, what's the biggest blowout that you've been a part of as a player, broadcaster?
No, I'm not going to go to the player part because when I think blowout...
Because you won every game as a player.
No. I think about being blown out. And no one wants to go back to those memories, but, you know, when I was calling college football, I saw a game that, you know, a team put 70. I actually saw it happen twice. A team put 70 on their opponent. And in the NFL in the 2017 season, I saw one of those changing of the guard games where a team that hadn't been very good before now was dominating and kicking around a team who had been ruling their division.
And that's when you earn your paycheck, right?
Yes,
As the analyst, you got to fill that time.
You've got to know what's going on out there and how it all happened.
Well, obviously, that begs the question, what game was it?
That was Seattle hosting Los Angeles, the Rams.
Ah, yeah.
Their second meeting of the season, and the Rams turned it around from their first one and blew out the Seahawks.
And he's going to get this one down to the 30. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
That one looks like he'll throw here. Catch made here by Campbell. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Touchdown, Indianapolis.
Well, there's just about a minute left in this game, and they're still taking it into the end zone. And you know they could have taken a knee there, but they decided to play this one all the way out. And I think their philosophy is, we're going to give you everything we've got. If we just go ahead and take a knee now, we're actually showing you disrespect that way, like taking pity on you. They're not about to do that to their opponent.
Sanchez to kick off for Indianapolis.
Sanchez now, he'll kick it away following the touchdown. This is Gibson. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
Patriots take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Patriots ready to get the football back. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in a game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
They were trying to get it there to Josh Doxson. And it's 3rd down. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions.
Hey, we got Mike, number 53. Mike, 53. Hey, watch the slant.
Stidham. It's caught by Quincy Enunwa. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Patriot 1st down. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Again, Stidham gets this into the hands of N'Keal Harry. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 12 more yards there and another 1st down. Stidham with one final shot. He'll find his tight end here, Asiasi.
Today's final score.
A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a total